The question before us today is truly, how do we provide for all of Lexington, all of its residents? Over the years, we've confused the reasoning for an urban services boundary. The purpose of the creation of the boundary was to plan strategic growth throughout time to accommodate all of the needs of Fayette County. It was not about developers versus farmers. That has become the rhetoric. The purpose of the urban services boundary is to figure out how we most and best take care of our citizens, our residents. And it cannot be that each and every comp plan update for every 5 years for nearly 30 years that the conclusion has been, hold the line. We don't need anything more. Despite our growth, despite more people, despite different people coming to this community, we don't need anything more. That cannot be the answer. And in fact, it's been proven to not be the answer. It's been proven wrong. Despite its best intentions, in practice, our policies are doing us harm. In practice, failure to expand, failure to see future needs has basically said that those who have little or none should have less. And that can't be the case. We have to plan for the future, and we're not doing that. And because of it, it is simply not affordable to live in Lexington. And that is not equitable, and it is not right. We have to accept the principles of supply and demand. And so long as we restrict so tightly the available land in our community, the price to meet the demand, to house people and to give them good jobs will always be so high that we cannot meet what we need to meet. We will not be able to build affordable housing in Lexington on any level of affordability, low, middle, or other income, and we are not building it right now. We are not creating it. The only way to provide housing affordability for all, especially low and middle income families, is to increase the supply of land. And if we bring in jobs, this community is losing jobs constantly to surrounding communities that welcome them, welcome development in their land. But our community says no. So it is not equitable and it is not right to have a policy that cannot house people and cannot provide them a decent wage. And probably the most compelling argument of all, despite those truisms there, is it's been 27 years. It's time. In 1996, when the urban services boundary was expanded by 5,400 acres, there were 11,000 acres available inside the urban services boundary. But now we hear arguments that, oh, we still have land available, so we shouldn't expand. And whether you follow the studies that say 5,000 or the true availability of more like 2, that doesn't matter. What we know is that land inside this boundary is being offered at prices of $350,000 an acre or more. You cannot build anything affordable when that is your starting point. And we never will. And what we do know is that land outside of the boundary, supply and demand, will ease that pressure. We have less land available to us now, whichever way you want to look at that argument. We have less land available to us now inside the boundary than we did 27 years ago. And in 27 years ago, planning for the future, planning for the needs, we decided to expand. For 30 years, we've done the same thing over and over, and now our families can't afford to live in this community. And that is not equitable, and that is not right. So it's time that we do something. It's time that we expand. We've offered a great expansion plan here, and we're going to get into that discussion, but it is time that we do something for the people of Fayette County, and we cannot let process be the enemy of progress. Thank you, Vice Mayor.